Hello everyone! I find something beautiful when I was at the library just a couple of days ago. I find a book and I need to apologize to all the Japanese people out there if I say something wrong or if I pronounce something wrong. But I find a book about Shinrin-Yoku. This is translated to Swedish, but it was really easy to read and it was so beautiful picture in it from Japan, you see here. And this is a book written from Dr. Quinn Lee. I hope I pronounced that right. And today I want to talk about this book because I was so happy when I read it and find it. Actually, I read all of this and used 3 days because I get so inspired. This book is about the forest and the beneficial thing we get from the forest. And if you are a follower of me, you know I have talked about the forest many times before and that this can make you actually healthy and can make you recover if you get sick of stress. And this book, it talks about that. Just let us jump in and talk about the Japanese term Shinrin-Yoku. First, let's talk about what Shinrin-Yoku is. And that is, I translate this now to English from Swedish because the Swedish word is skogsbad. But if I translate this, it be like take a bath in the forest. And that don't mean that you're gonna take out a tub out there and take a bath in water. It means that you're gonna open your senses, open your mind to the forest. Shinrin means forest and Yoku means bath. That's why it's be together, Shinrin-Yoku. It means that you take in everything that the forest have to give you. You open yourself up to what the forest have to give you. And he talk about, this doctor who write the book, he talk about that it's not about walking the forest to come a long way. We gonna feel connected with the forest when we do this. We're gonna feel we are one with the forest. I don't know if this is the English word or not, but the translated version in this book for Swedish was biofili. That means that we have in us a connection already to the nature. This word comes from Greek and means, I need to read this so it be exactly, love to the life and everything who is alive. 1984 was the American Wilson who discovered this concept. Wilson was thinking, because we are born in the nature and from the beginning, long time back, we actually come from the nature, that is the reason why we feel connected to the nature. That is because we from the beginning learn that we learn us to love the things who made us survive. And long time back, it was the nature who made us survive. And this connection with the nature, as I have told so many times, is good and beneficial for our health. Shinrin-Yoku is like a bridge between us and the forest, and that bridge opens up between us and the forest. This connection with the nature give us power and heal us. He says something beautiful in this book, and that is the nature are God's book. And I am Christian, but I think that was beautiful anyway. And in the Japanese culture, the nature is not away from the people. The people are connected with the nature, and therefore also the gardens are really beautiful because they want to have this connection together with the indoor and outdoor. Therefore also when you see this kimono, the clothes they wear, they have often forest or flower on it because of the connection with the nature. And the Japanese people do a lot with nature in their mind. And even when they put together flowers for the home, they do that with intention and they do that with care. And that is a kind of meditation for them. And that also gives them time to think about the seasons. But nowadays we are really far from the nature in the world. We live a lot inside. And if we look for all the children now in the society, they often sit with their phone, TV, they play games. They don't spend so much time outside. They spend most of their lives inside, and that is actually not good for them. Actually, the Americans spend 93% of the time inside. 93% of their lives inside. 6% of that they spend in the car. And if you see that through a week, that's just a half day outside of the whole week. And the Europe people that I belong to is not so much better. We spend 90% inside of our life. That I can say is not good. We need to be out more in the nature and connect with the nature, because the nature is so good for us. It's so beneficial for us, for our body, for our mind, for everything we have. And as I told, when we sit inside, we spend a lot of time in front of the screens. And actually, they have found out that the American people spend 10 hours and 39 minutes every day looking at the screen. How bad isn't that? And I know some of you who come from England, and in England you spent 8 hours and 41 minutes in front of the screen every day. If these numbers I have seen in the book is correct, which I actually think it is. Already 1984 they come up with a word who is technical stress. Like you get sick of stress from the technical advices we have in our home and in the working places. You know that feeling when you have to go out on social media, you have to upload something, you feel the time is haunting you to do that. That is technical stress. And if you don't believe me, you get worried, you get headache, you get hard to sleep, you get pain in your back here, in your neck, you get irritated, you get angry. Yeah, that is the sign of technical stress. I have talked about stress many times on this channel. I have also talked about the fact that I have been sick of stress. And not from technical stress, from stress in the life. Work, home, children. You know, when you have no place to rest, that stress made me sick. Stress can also lead to heart problems, cancer, head problems. I talk about psychology problem. You can get addicted to something. You can feel lonely, depression, all that kind of sickness. And I think the most common, you get panic attacks. I got a lot of panic attacks when I was sick in stress, or actually before I realized I was sick in stress. And that we get sick of stress, that cost the society a lot of money. And if I'm gonna believe this book, it cost the European people 1.8 miljarder every year, and the Americans 2.8 miljarder every year. But we are here today to talk about the Japanese term Shinrin-Yoku. And if you feel all the things I just said, please continue listen and do this good thing I read about, because I am a person who have seen the beneficial from the forest since I was sick. And I want you to see the beneficial too. The best thing is if you take that forest bath, you are out in the forest at least 2 hours. And we don't talk about you bring your phone with you. We don't talk about you have your camera with you. We talk about you are there alone to fill in the forest. No distractions. And this goes quite quickly before you feel the stress level go down and before you feel you are here and right now, in the present moment, which I also talked about in previous videos. It's about feel the nature with these 5 things. You're gonna see it, you're gonna hear it, you're gonna smell it, you're gonna feel it, and you're gonna taste it. And when we talk about taste it, don't eat anything poison. In Sweden, like me, it's about taste the blueberries. If you have something else you can eat in your forest, do that, but please don't eat anything you don't know if you can eat. We don't want to get you sick. If you do that, they have seen that the blood pressure go down, the stress level go down, it's good for the heart, it's good for the sugar in the body, it's good for the food in the body, the system for the food in the body. You get better memories and you can concentrate better. It helps with depression, it gives you more energy, and you get higher immune system. They have also seen that if you live close to forest or are in the forest, you get happier. And they have also shown that people who live longer because they're happier. Our nerve system have 2 different parts. We have that part who is this I have to run away, something is scary, something scares me, I have to protect myself. You know this, when the heart beats faster, you feel you want to run away. And then you have this part who want to put yourself back again. This rest part. You know, when you rest and everything in your body start to go down and you start to feel calm. So we have these 2 systems in our nerve system. And stress can affect both of them and put them out of balance. If that happens, we are tense in the body the whole time. When we are stressed, we also take out cortisol. And that come out to help us take care of the threat we feel. The problem is that cortisol, when this go out in the body, that take up the chances to health problem. We want to keep the cortisol down. And they have seen that when you take this bath in the forest, it reduces and take down the amount of cortisol that you create in your body. And it also take down the adrenaline. It take down the nerve system who want us to run away and feel we are haunted. And it be good for the nerve system who make us rest. It also take down the blood pressure. They also have seen that if you have problem to sleep, go out in the forest, because they have seen that if you are out in the forest, you actually sleep better. And when I read that, I was thinking of something who happened when my sister's children was small, and we talk about when they walked, but I know I had a stroller with me, so when they probably was 2, 3, 4 years, around that. And I often had them over the night. I helped my sister, she helped me and I helped her. And every time before I put them to bed, I took a walk in the forest. I didn't know this then, but I always did. And they always fall asleep like that. And my sister, she was always, I remember she was surprised. She and her husband asked me like, how do they always fall asleep so quickly when you have them and they always run around when they are home? There, if you look for this, my sister, you have the answer. They sleep better because they was out in the forest, because the forests are beneficial for them. To take this bath in the forest can also make our immune system better. And we need that immune system, because if we don't have that, we get more sick. And this is the reason why stressed people are more sick than people who don't stress and don't have negative stress in their lives. To take a bath in the forest can improve the immune system. Stress makes the immune system be bad. And if the immune system are bad, we get more sick. And that is the reason why stressed people often get sicker than other people. And let's talk about little this if you want to fix vegetable in your garden or flower in your garden. It was a mistake that they actually find this, but they did anyway. Even if it was a mistake or not, they find that there is a bacteria in the soil. I'm gonna try to pronounce this here. Mycobacterium vaccae. I know that was wrong, but that's the best I can do. They have seen that this bacteria make us happier. If you put that together, if you plant your own flower, put your hand in the soil, plant your vegetables, you get this bacteria on you, and therefore you get happier. That is the reason why people feel so happy to dig in the garden. And I think for me, I need to plant more. And I feel happy when I fix on my balcony. I feel happy when I fix my plants. And yes, now I have the reason why. It makes me happier of this bacteria. To walk in the forest also clear the mind and the head. I have talked about this before also. If you feel it's too much in your head, please go out in the forest, just walk. It's gonna be better. Don't take your phone with you. Just walk alone. I walk with the dogs. They don't disturb me. And I feel protected when I have them also. And that have always cleared my head. When I have a lot of things to think about, I always take long walks. And if I'm away from forest for some reason, I'm just walking anyway, and that's clear the head also. But of course, it's better to clear the head in the forest. I need to read a little here for you, because this is a little hard to talk about without the paper. But they have seen that the positive vibe, the positive feeling we get when we look at nature, it can also be that we look about a picture on the nature. This can take up the level we have in the body, who is anti-inflammatory, and that's called cytokiner. I don't know if that is the English word or only the Swedish word, but I think it's the word. And this is protein who tell the immune system that they have to work harder. And this leads to that they improve our health. And in many countries they have seen, if they look to hospitals, and actually he write in the book that they had done this in Sweden also, and they have done this in many countries. If you have been in a surgery on the hospital and you get to your room and you're gonna recover, if you have something beautiful to look out on the window, like forest, water, something beautiful, you're gonna heal faster than if you lay in a room and look out to a wall and to another building. And they actually have a way in Japan to do this. Have you actually heard about this, that the doctor can tell you that your medicine is to be out in the nature? I know I have this here from Sweden. They often tell that, especially for depression. They don't always put medicine on it, but sometimes they tell you to be out. And in Japan, they have built in the forest special places where people who get this from the doctor can come like a retreat. And all people can't go to Japan. So how do you gonna do this in your own country if you have a forest? Or if you have a garden or something else who is greenery. And again, it's you and the forest. No phone, nothing like this. You're gonna use your eyes, ears, your nose, your mouth, and the thing you feel, your skin, what you feel against your skin. Look for a place where you feel relaxed, where you feel happy. A place who fills your heart with happiness. And it is not harder than that. Then you use all these 5 things to really fill in the forest. Taste the food you know you can eat. Smell it. Lay down in the grass. Listen to the birds. And if you really can, keep yourself as far as away as the traffic as possible, because you want the quietness. This is just you and the nature. Today we hear sounds everywhere. I feel that I don't want to have my headphones on the whole time because I want to have quietness. And if you are a mother as me, you know when the children are home, it's not often so quiet. So therefore we often have to go away to get the quietness, right? Go to the forest then, if you can. And I think all grown-up people know that we have a little hard to concentrate all the time when we hear a lot of sounds. We feel this heartbeat, we have this blood pressure go up. But this is something I didn't know that I'm gonna tell you now. And listen if you have children, because I was for myself really surprised. They have discovered, if we talk about children, that children who hear a lot of sound can be late in the develop of themselves. They can be late, and they can be late in both reading and speaking if they hear a lot of sounds around them. I need to look what's happened here at home, in my home, because my son is sitting with his phone, TV, iPad all the time. If he's not out, because he's a child who loves to be out. But if he is home, he feels he can't manage himself if he don't sit and look for something. He already have problem to read, so I need to dig into this a little deeper and see how he is reacting to the sounds actually. And I hope if you have children, if you do the same, because I don't think any parent want their children to be later than everyone else, even if, of course, if they are, it's no problem. You know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. And sometimes they have dyslexia, and it's nothing we can do about it, but just practice with them. But if we can avoid it, we have to try to avoid it, right? I don't think I'm the only one who listens to birds or water or anything like that on YouTube when I feel stressed. They have actually seen that this sound is good for us, because this is sounds who come from the nature. And this sound from the nature can also reduce this feeling that I talked about before, that we want to run away, we want to hide ourselves, the protection we have in ourselves. It can reduce that. In Japan, they also believe in different kind of trees, give you different benefits. I'm not gonna dig into this here. It's done little a bit about this in the book, so if you have your own library there where you live, look for this book, Shinrin-Yoku. They have also seen that the more beautiful the area is around us, the happier we get. So actually we can create happiness for ourselves. If you don't have a forest close to you, or if you have a forest close to you, either way, bring in plants to your home. because plant is good for us, for our health, and also because it make us breathe better. And it's not only good to have plants in our home. It's also good to actually have plants in your working space or in the office. Here in Sweden, they often put plants in the office. And it's not only that it looks good when people come and it's not only that it looks good when people come to the office, it's also actually beneficial for us. They have seen that people who work around plants or flower have more energy under the day, feel less stressed, they can concentrate better than people who don't have plants around them. The productivity gets higher, the creative part of the people is higher. So you see, to be around nature, either way, if you have plants in your home, plants in your office, you go out in the forest, you plant flower in your garden, this is beneficial for us. So please tell me in the comment that you're gonna go out now in the forest, you're gonna plant something in your garden, in your house or in your balcony, to put your hand in the soil and see if you get happier. And if you want to work better and take down your stress level, put some plants where you work, or tell your manager or your company to bring in some plants in your working space, because that is shown by scientists that this improves us, and it's also improve our health, and that is really important. Thank you for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye!